Hello there, my Taurus gang. This is Melissa with Enchanted Emerald, bringing you your monthly Tarotscope reading for September 2021. As we get started here, if you haven't yet hit that subscribe button below, please don't hesitate to do so now so that you're in the know of all of the amazing content as it is released. Don't forget to hit that bell. As always, we use the traditional Rider-Waite deck, my spirit guide and I. That's our go-to deck. And so as I tap into your energy here, Taurus, Spirit and I'm feeling like you have a little bit of a junk in your trunk. And I'm not saying like shaking what your mama gave you. I'm saying like junk in your trunk, like baggage. And so this is something that's definitely going to be dealt with this month, okay? So I'm feeling like what is happening is that there's a lot of stuff in your trunk that you no longer need. And so when you're digging through that and trying to figure out what is it that you do need, you're like tossing stuff out of the trunk. You're getting in that trunk because there's things that you need inside the trunk of your car, and you're like tossing so many things out because you're frustrated because you can't find what it is that you do need. You're finding that this is useless, right? And so that's maybe an inventory that you're going to take this month, okay? So that's just what I'm feeling. And as we step into the first week, we have the 1st through the 11th, we have the 8 of Pentacles, the beautiful 10 of Pentacles, and then it comes in with the 3 of Cups, and that comes out in the reverse. What I'm feeling with this is that there's a little bit of nostalgia that you might be feeling, right? This is something that drives you, like you are in your feelings about things, maybe thinking about how things used to be, or maybe things that have been your motivator, right, from the past, right? Like good memories that you're reminiscing about from things, and now bringing that into current events. Maybe you're looking to part with a situation, and so now this nostalgia is coming up. That's always been something that's kind of motivated you to stay with it, and now you're looking to move forward to build happiness. Okay, this is really what I'm feeling with that, and I feel like it's in keeping with the times. You might be really reevaluating your beliefs, trying to see how that fits into current events, maybe thinking about how your beliefs fit into your current system, maybe thinking like this belief doesn't really suit me anymore. Maybe this is something that I was taught when I was younger. It's just kind of been instilled in me, but I'm not necessarily certain that it's something that resonates with me. I've just always clung to that belief because it was something that I was taught. And so now you're kind of thinking like, is this something that's true for me? Does it resonate for me? And as you step further into your authenticity, that's something that might be changing, right? You might be reevaluating that and changing that going forward, right? Really doing a lot of reflection. I do feel like, you might be breaking out of your shell a bit in that way, in terms of stepping into your truth more. I feel like maybe you've been focused on making some coin, right? Focused on your career, and like true to the Taurus name, right? And so, you may have not made going out and being with other people and being around other people, socializing and getting those types of interactions in. You may not have made that a priority, and now I feel as though that might be at the forefront of what you're doing, and that's really going to help you in terms of redefining yourself, and I feel that that's a beautiful thing. I do feel with that 3 of Cups coming out in reverse as well, that there could be some sort of an unlikely celebration coming up this week for you as well. So that's just something to keep in mind. In terms of an unlikely celebration, maybe you would be going to an event that you wouldn't ordinarily have ever thought that you would be going to, or an unlikely celebration in terms of seeing something as a victory for yourself that in celebrating that, like a milestone for yourself that you wouldn't ordinarily have thought was a big deal, but it is a big deal. And something like that is just kind of coming up for the first week there in September. So that's just something to be mindful of as you move forward. So the 12th through the 18th, Taurus, I see here the Tower card. The Tower card. So it looks a little ugly, but I really feel that this is a good thing because it helps us to create space for new things. As things start to fall apart a little bit, I'm hearing like the roof is on fire. I don't know why I hear that song. Spirit's having fun today. So, I feel like it's, even though you're like jumping ship a bit because, the building is burning, think about how you're saving yourself, right? And then even so, you have a beautiful foundation to work with, right? At your core, you are who you are, and you have this lesson to move forward with. And that's really what I feel with that. But for the 12th through the 18th this week, it also comes in with two other cards here. We have the Two of Swords with the Emperor. Okay, so I really feel like this is something Spirit's saying, like, you'll adjust. It's like they're tapping us on the shoulder, like, it's okay, you'll adjust. But I really feel as though it's like you're feeling like, man, life doesn't seem fair, right? I feel like even though this person, has the Two Swords, it's kind of crossing their heart. I feel it's almost like you're sitting like this, like, this isn't fair, right? Like you're almost like a child throwing a fit, right? Like, I can't believe this. I don't want to do this. And so I feel like you're torn maybe between two worlds where you're going to have to make a decision, which is very true to that Two of Swords, right? Having to make a decision caught between two things maybe. Feeling like you have your guard up a bit. Maybe not knowing all the details either of something. But, even though you feel like with this Tower card, like things are falling apart, your world is falling apart, Spirit's saying like, you'll just, it's like saying, you're making this a bigger deal than it has to be, right? And it happens when we do this thing with the Emperor, right? Where we try to control things. And so we are putting out our feelers and trying to like say what's coming, or how can I handle this, or what is it that I need to do next? And so we're trying to predict the future. We're trying to get a handle on what it is that we have to do. And so there is a very, egoic type element to this when we see this Emperor in this card, this element in there, okay? So, when we try to control things, really it never ends up well. We really have to think about how is it that we can just let that shit go, because it's not serving us, right? The building is burning. Like, why are we trying to cling to the wall inside, right? The fire is built up to the door and we're standing inside at the wall like, well, I think I'm gonna stay here. Like, no, that's not okay. You have to get out. You have to do something, right? And so the first thing you should do is just let it go, to get yourself out of that building, right? And so make your plan after that. And that plan should involve very much listening to your intuition, because our intuition never steers us wrong. So when we're trying inside the building while it's burning to come up with the plan that you need to do next, it's like going to be a plan that you're making out of fear. Like, I'm going to do this because I have to. It's not going to be a situation you're going to be jumping into it out of fear or something like that. It's just not going to work out that well, right? And so I think it's really about letting go of our need to control that as well, right? Not just letting that situation go, letting go of our need to control that, right? Because you're really just making things so much harder for yourself. So being in a state of allowing is so much easier. And so I'm going to get to that too, because Spirit wants to talk to you about that. But, I really feel like with this, again, it is, us making a bigger deal of something than it really needs to be. Okay? So moving into, because I'm a Taurus too, moving into the 19th through the 25th, we have the Queen of Wands. Now I got all the feels with this one. Really, really love the Queen of Wands for us this week. We also got the King of Wands, and then rounding out the week on the 25th, we have 3 cards here for us. The Queen of Cups, mastering our emotions, motherly energy. With the 4 of Cups, there's us throwing our fit, right? Like, I want it my way and I want it now. My way or the highway. And then it brings in this internal conflict, right? All of this chaos around us, and then we're making it so much harder on ourselves by creating this internal conflict because we're just fighting all of the chaos around us, fighting what's happening, right? So this is what I really feel for the 19th through the 25th, is with all the feels with this, with the Queen of Wands, with the feels with the Queen of Wands, okay? Really feeling like we need to be looking at our perspective really this week, okay? And always, okay? But really, like, this woman has some superpowers, right? Or man, right? If you're a Taurus man watching. So really feeling like in this state of mind that we're in, where we're trying to control things and we're seeing only the bad things, the chaos that's happening around us, let's say we feel like invisible. Like, I feel like we have superpowers with this. And so with this is like, say we feel invisible. And so we're seeing a lot of things around us happening, and then all of the rescue workers come into the burning building to rescue us, but they just keep walking by us because we're invisible. What if we start to see the difference in perspective here, that like our invisibility is our superpower, where we can get out of that burning building and we can go out into the world and we can do amazing things. Could you imagine like being a fly on the wall and hearing some amazing conversations that we've always wanted to hear? I mean, like, that's our invisibility superpower. Okay, so like seeing it in a different light, okay? Where that can be a disadvantage, sure. It can also be our advantage. So seeing where things might not be working out for us right now, it can also be an amazing advantage for us, right? So we have to think about those things as we move into that energy with that Queen of Wands, because it's about taking our power back, right? Growing toward the light with that sunflower. And so, you know, I think it's really important that we stay focused on what we are seeing for opportunities and not on what we're losing around us, not on what's happening around us, right? So don't allow that stuff, that external chaos, to kind of dictate our emotional state, dictate our feelings, right? And allow yourself to navigate your life with your intuition, because you're divinely protected. See that cat at the bottom, that black cat? That's like our spirit guides, right? And we are divinely protected as we navigate this world. And so even though it looks really ugly, there's spirit, right? Like, back on, tapping us on the shoulder, like, it's going to be fine. You're going to be just fine. You just don't think that you are, right? So we're putting out all these vibes like, I'm not going to be okay. I'm not going to be okay. I'm not going to be okay. Guess what we're attracting? That we're not going to be okay. And we're going to get ourselves into a situation where we're probably not going to be okay. Even though it looks like we're really not okay, if we can stand in our truth and stand in our faith, stand in our belief that our intuition will never steer us wrong, if we're knowing that everything is going to be okay, we can step out into that world with a little bit more of a courageous heart, right? Knowing Spirit has our back, right? That's a different place that you're stepping out of. You're not jumping from the burning building trying to hit the ground. You're like, I'm jumping. I know Spirit's down there with the parachute and the trampoline, and everything's going to be fine. It's going to look scary as you're falling straight down to the ground. They're going to come in at the last minute with that trampoline, right? But, through that all, you're going to learn a lot about yourself. You're going to learn, how strong you are and how intelligent you are, and how, having faith and following your intuition, it can bring in some amazing things and amazing people and amazing opportunities, right? So really, thinking about those things, leading with your passion, leading with your heart, right? So moving into the 26th through the 30th, we get the Page of Cups. And this is where we have a state of allowing. Now, Spirit is saying, get my drift. And those are exact words for the whole week, the 26th through the 30th of September. Taurus, they're saying, get my drift. Okay, so watch for signs. Maybe they're trying to send you signs too, right? So this guy's got his cup with the fish in it. So be looking for signs around you. What's happening around you? I feel like Spirit will be trying to show you what's next for you, what's, in your path ahead. I do feel like, again, this is about being in that state of allowing. If you are not in a state of allowing, you're going to be less likely to see those signs, right? And so you're not going to be as open to seeing those because you're going to be focused on seeing what you're losing. You're going to be sitting there throwing your fit, right? Staring at all the stuff you're losing and not open with your head up, looking around you and seeing what's coming in for you. And so, I feel like with that get my drift, I just see like the ocean, right? Ebb and flow with the ocean. So now you could either be on a life raft, floating out into the ocean, drifting out into your next opportunity, or you could even be on the shore. Say you stay safely on the shore, you choose to stay there. That's fine if you're on the shore as well. If you're on the shore, what's the waves bringing into you, right? You don't have to go out searching for that opportunity. Same as you're in the lifeboat, you're not putting out all this effort into finding the next opportunity or having something come to you. Maybe you're fishing off the edge of the lifeboat, right? Okay, you're doing something, but it's not like a lot of effort, right? You're getting yourself some food or something, but what is happening is you're drifting into the next land, the next place you're supposed to be. And so you're just trusting that you're going to get there and you're going to get there safely, right? Because your boat is whole and it's, secured, and you have a fishing pole to get some food, and you have whatever, that you need on there. Same as on the shore. When you're walking along the shore, each tide, each roll of the tide, each wave that comes up will bring in something new for you. So whether that's a beautiful seashell, whether that's a beautiful, stick to build your home, or like your hut, or whatever that looks like, what I'm saying is being open to those things and just going with that flow and being in that state of allowing, okay? And when we do that, we're having so many more opportunities show up for us and extending gratitude for what is and what comes. And I think that as we do that, more and more will show up for us, right? So that we can draw in an opportunity that we feel good about. I do feel like, when we're questioning, like, what is washing ashore for us, what precious metal or what precious stone or what precious seashell or all of those things, and then just enjoying that beauty as we get busy living our life, that's when the opportunity shows up, right? When you're busy going about your day-to-day, getting up, going to the gym, getting up, going to the grocery store, getting up, going to work, whatever that looks like, new things show up, right? Because you're not fixated on, I'm losing this, right? And so you're not going to feel so much overwhelm or anxiety because you're not trying to control things. You're not out there actively putting all of this effort into something that might epically fail because it's coming from a state of ego, a state of fear, trying to, make it to the next spot, right? It's coming from a state of, this is coming to you, and do you want this? And then you feel it out. Is this something that you feel like, is aligned with you? Is this what your intuition would want? Is this something that spirit would want? Does this keep with your, nature of who you are, and how does it resonate with you, right? Ask those questions. So I do feel like there's a good, healthy amount of suspicion that we have as human beings, right? Is this really true? Is this really going to happen? Or is this really the right one for me? And I think if you're not questioning those things, you're not human, right? But if you have those questions and it just feels not right, or if something feels off about that opportunity, I'd say honor that. It's not your opportunity, right? Moving into advice for September 2021 for Taurus, we have the King of Cups with the Seven of Wands, kind of standing your ground, and you're going to have to do that passionately with this Ace of Wands, okay? So what I feel with this is overall, wherever you go, you're going to have to lead with your heart, okay? You're going to have to stand against injustices. You're going to have to do that with passion. You're going to have to stand your ground. You're going to have to master your emotions and respond with, using your wisdom and not your emotions, so mastering your emotions. But I do feel overall you're going to be rising against all odds, and I do feel like a new creative endeavor that will bring you ultimate happiness, 10 of Cups at the bottom of the deck there, will come in for you, Taurus. And it's about being patient and understanding that as you let go of some of that stuff, that baggage in that trunk, as you're moving some of that out, saying, this doesn't serve me, this doesn't serve me, this doesn't serve me, and you leave that burning building, you're creating space for something new and beautiful and wonderful to show up. If you're clinging to that burning building, if you're clinging to all of those things in your trunk that you no longer need, those old grocery bags, those old tires, say, for your car, whatever is in that trunk, those old emotions from the past, let it go so that new and beautiful, wonderful things can bring you your ultimate fulfillment, because you deserve that, Taurus. So, beautiful read here for you for September. If you know another Taurus that's near and dear to your heart that would benefit from hearing this message, please share if you feel so inclined, so that they can benefit from this as well. As always, I'll be back with another read for you guys again soon. If you're interested in your own personal reading, I'd love to be able to do that for you. You can book your own personal reading at the website in the description box below here on YouTube. And as always, I hope you have a phenomenal day. Thank you so much. Take care.